everyone, and welcome to Round 8 of the V8 Supercars Online Premiere Series, presented to you by V8s Online and Talk Inc., coming to you live from the Suzuka circuit in Japan. I'm Reese Gardner. I'm going to be helping you through the start of the broadcast tonight, and joining me, as usual, is Mr. Clayton Brooks. Hello, Brooksy.
Hey, Reese. How are you, mate?
I'm not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, good, mate. Good to be here for this round at Suzuka.
Yeah, definitely. Suzuka, one of the most iconic racetracks in the world, and definitely going to be quite an interesting race. Over 2-minute lap time, and of course, these big lumbering V8 supercars scything their way around here is going to provide some good entertainment. Tonight is going to be a little bit different from normal. There isn't going to be a Dev Series race tonight. There is going to be a single split one race tonight that goes for 35 laps. I think we're going to have about 52 cars on the grid. So that's going to be a magnificent sight to see. And of course, there is going to be a need for a pit stop in this race. So it's definitely going to be quite a fantastic event for tonight. But of course, it's not much use going through this event without knowing a little bit about the track that we're racing at tonight. So I prepared another fact file video for Suzuka, and I hope you enjoy it. Good morning / afternoon / evening, everybody. My name is Reese Gardner, and this is my V8 Supercars Online Premiere Series fact file for Suzuka. Lying in the Mie Prefecture of Japan, and considered by a legion of drivers and fans to be one of the greatest racetracks in the world, Suzuka International Racing Course is an icon of Grand Prix racing on both 2 and 4 wheels, and regularly makes appearances in both real and virtual championships of the highest level. Another rare figure-of-8 layout and a fast-flowing route where almost every corner flows directly into the next means that Suzuka presents a unique challenge that favours a car with neutral handling and which treats its tyres well. Suzuka gained popularity worldwide from the mid-1980s onwards, but it actually started life in the early 1960s. Soichiro Honda, the founder of the automotive giant of the same name, poured untold amounts of money into his company's international racing efforts in the 50s, and after seeing the advanced racing facilities in Europe, wanted to build a test track of the same standard for his company. The story goes that Mr. Honda flew his helicopter around the city of Suzuka, and upon seeing the elevations of the rice fields in one particular area, immediately decided to buy the land and build his track there. Honda and his team initially penned this design, located on land close to the current circuit, but understandably they were unsatisfied with the plans. To assist in the design, Honda soon hired a helping hand in the form of famed Dutch track designer John Hugenholtz. Legend has it that Hugenholtz received a telegram that simply read, "I'm building a racetrack. Come to Japan. S. Honda." Hugenholtz and the Honda design team penned this original design for Suzuka, which would have featured 3 crossovers. But through the next few months, they progressively evolved the plans into the first form of the circuit that we know today. Suzuka started out as a test track, but its potential for racing was soon realised. Its first race was in November 1962, with 6 bikes making up the grid, and it snowballed from there. After many years hosting lower-level international events, Suzuka rocketed to stardom in 1983 when it held the Japanese Motorcycle Grand Prix, and 5 years later, Formula One followed suit. The track became the scene of many memorable moments, such as Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost's infamous on-track clashes in 1989 and 1990. The track itself has been modified very little in the intervening years, and though it briefly lost Formula One to Fuji for 2 brief years, Suzuka is still going strong as one of the most iconic racetracks in the world. Suzuka is polarizing among the drivers here at V8s Online. Its long corners, long lap time, and twisty layout make it very difficult to drive in a V8 supercar, and many profess to either love it or hate it. If this is so, we're sure to see some awesome action tonight as drivers battle it out for 35 laps at Japan's best racetrack. So sit back and enjoy the show as we present Round 8 of the V8 Supercars Online Premiere Series from Suzuka. Suzuka Circuit, an incredible racetrack and an incredible venue for tonight, Brooksy.
It certainly is, Reese. I love the figure-8 layout of it. It's got a bit of everything, this circuit too. Slow corners, highest corners, undulations. Yeah, it's one of my favourites on the iRacing service.
Yeah, definitely a favourite of many drivers too. Suzuka built the way it is because not much land is available in Japan, so they had to go for that narrow strip of land, and they've definitely used it to their advantage.
Oh, they most definitely did. It's got a unique characteristic to it. It's a track that definitely flows. If you try and drive the car too hard here, you're going to lose a lot of time.
Yeah, certainly. Championship standings up at the moment, Brooksy. It's quite an interesting situation in the championship at the moment, with Madison Down leading on 2,032 points, but just behind him, we've got a very close battle for second, haven't we?
Oh, we certainly do. They got. I'm pretty sure that Madison Down's the only driver out of those top few that hasn't dropped a round yet. So those guys behind will definitely catch up a bit as the season progresses. But I think Jared Philsell sitting third there. He's going to drop another round tonight, so he'll get tumbled down the order a bit. It's very quite close, actually, isn't it? Second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Yeah, definitely incredibly close. Ian Ford in second in the championship standings, currently in the practice session right now. He is seventh in the standings, with Richard Hamstead way down in ninth. He's currently second in the practice session, still trying to claw back some of the ground that he has lost over this season.
Yeah, he's dropped a couple of rounds now, Richard. I think he was moving house last round, so he'll be looking for a strong performance here. He's obviously looking good in practice at the moment, but Sean Kelly will be one to look at, because he's sitting third in the practice at the moment, and he's sitting fourth in the championship.
Yeah, certainly Sean Kelly, after having an incredibly good round at Donington, a track that he said he didn't like. He'll definitely be looking to get a good result here at Suzuka, because Suzuka, as I said in the fact file video, is very polarizing to the drivers here at V8s Online. A lot of drivers here actually don't like Suzuka for whatever reason. I mean, from a spectator's point of view, I suppose we got nothing to complain about, because if drivers don't like a track and it mixes things up a little, it provides some very good racing, doesn't it?
It does. You don't actually, they don't usually spread out as much on a track they don't like. The guys usually bunch up. You find good battle groups. So looking forward to that. And it's a long race tonight too, 35 laps, and it's over 2 minutes to do a lap. So more than 70 minutes in the car is going to be quite a strain on the guys' concentration tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a bit of an extended qualifying session as well. It's going to be 40 minutes instead of the usual 30, so that guys can have a bit of an extra crack at getting a lap in on such a long circuit as this. But going back to the championship standings, particularly pre-qualifying for this round, there's been a few guys up there that definitely we haven't seen as far up as in previous rounds. For example, Michael Healy. He's currently sitting in fifth in the practice session, but he went second in pre-qualifying with 5/10 behind Madison Down. Very good job from Mr. Healy there.
Yeah, definitely. He's from the TTR stable, I think, Michael Healy, and he's been steadily progressing. I've noticed he's always getting further and further up the list, and sitting in fifth at the moment. It's very good.
Yeah, definitely. Also, a guy to look out for that we've seen making some really big leaps and bounds in the last few rounds. Brock Salmon in the independent car, the replica Red Bull livery. He pre-qualified fourth, and he's in fourth in the practice session, doing extremely well here once again.
Yeah, of course, Brock. I think running as a privateer still, so doing very well to be able to put those sort of lap times with not much help.
Yeah, certainly. I'm fairly sure that quite a few of the big teams will be looking at Brock Salmon and thinking, well, maybe we should add him to our roster. But as we're coming to the end of the practice session, right now we are going to start qualifying here at Suzuka. Well, Brooksy, who's you picked for pole?
I'd have to go with Madison Down just off those pure practice times. I haven't seen any of the pre-qual practice times, to be honest with you, Reese, but he was looking quite fast. He jumped into the server and laid that time down straight away, so it looks like he's in tune with the car in the circuit. Yeah, you'd have to go with Madison Down at this stage, I think.
Yeah, honestly, I'd have to say Madison Down is my pick for pole as well. He's had a very big resurgence of form in the middle part of this season, and yeah, his pre-qualifying pace 5/10 ahead of the next car definitely puts him in good standing for pole for this race. As they are starting their outlaps at the moment, they'll be looking to spread out a little bit. They're all a bit bunched up at the moment, a long line of cars snaking through the S's at Suzuka. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one.
Oh, most definitely. Richard Hampstead, he's got out in front of everyone, straight out onto the track, so he'll be the first one to try and put a lap time down, followed by Brock Selman. But we should make note to the viewers, we've got 52 cars on track, or 52 registered to be on track tonight. That's a huge grid, so that's for the reason for the extra 10 minutes of qualifying.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very big grid even for a track as big as Suzuka, but I don't know, roughly twice the action for us, I suppose.
Yeah, it definitely provides a lot more action for us. It's going to be quite hard for the guys to find some space though.
Yeah, definitely. Finding space, I think, will be very important at Suzuka because there's so many long corners here, and if you're running too close behind another car, the lack of downforce that you get from running very close behind another car will definitely just slip you up in corners as long as these, so it is very important to get some nice clear space.
We'll jump on board with Hammer. He's just coming through that final chicane now, about to head onto the pit straight.
Yeah, coming out of the last corner, you've got to be very careful putting the throttle down out of there because a very long acceleration zone, which is curved as a matter of fact. In a car as powerful as a V8, it's very difficult. Braking very early for turn 1. Coming in now, continuing braking into turn 2. That's one of my favourite opening complexes in all of motorsports. Coming through into the S's now. Be very careful to keep a nice smooth line through here. Very easy to have your rhythm upset by one small mistake in this section of the track.
Yeah, it's got a definite flow to it through this part of the track. Get a lot of wheel spin coming up out of the S's here. Got to manage the throttle very carefully.
Bang to the left-hand side for the Degner corners. Just clip that curb on the inside, run over the exit curb and start braking for the second Degner corner. I love that one. Nice and banked in second gear. You can get straight on the throttle out of it. Now the very difficult braking zone into the hairpin. It's a curved braking zone, and you've really got to be careful applying the throttle out of here. The track widens on the exit there. Now we've got a long curved section. We've got to stick to the right-hand side, coming up to the spoon curve. It is shaped like a spoon, hence the name. Nice double apex corner. Very easy to run wide in that second apex. You've got to get on the throttle nice and carefully. You can get an off track at that curve there, so you have to be careful to make sure that all of your turning is done by the time you exit the corner. And now we come up to the fearsome 130R. You've got a brake and downshift for this corner, but it's flat out in a Formula 1 car. The very fearsome corner, and it's easy to make a mistake there. And then hard braking for the Casio Triangle, which is the final chicane. Monster those curves, and once again, make sure that you accelerate out of the corner nice and smoothly. And that is a lap of Suzuka. Let's see what time Richard Hampstead does. It's a 2:02.222.
Yeah, it's a very good banking lap there from Hammer. It's looked very smooth, that car. Looked like it was on rails the whole way around, so looks like he's got a good car underneath him. As Mitch McLeod pops into second with a 2:02.9. Oh, Sean Kelly, 2:02.91.
That's pretty good effort there from Sean Kelly. There's more times come flowing in. Getting guys filling up the positions. Corey Preston qualified 8th, now been knocked down to 9 on a 2:03.5. Madison Down comes for 3rd on a 2:02.407. John Latham on a 2:02.486.
There's a lot of guys putting down some lap times now. Very tight up the top 4 or 5 cars there in the moment, Reese, for that first flying lap.
Yeah, definitely. It's looking very interesting in this session so far. Of course, Richard Hampstead's time that he's just set in this session is only a 10th off the time that Madison Downs set in the practice session, so he'll be looking to improve on that. He won't on this lap though, because he had a bit of an oversteer moment and went off at the Degners, so he's going to have to come around and try again.
Yeah, it's a very long in-lap as well, this track, so guys got to have to be mindful of that. No, there's no escape rule in effect.
Yeah, definitely. It must hurt making a mistake in the first part of the lap or even the first corner, and knowing that you've got to go all the way around again to come back to the pits and then go all the way around again to start another lap.
Got Brock Salmon sitting in 6th. He's done well. It's a good lap. Good first lap for him. He's sitting right there behind Mitch McLeod. Another good first lap was Michael Cracknell, sitting in 7th with a 2:03.12.
Yeah, very good job there from Mr. Cracknell for SDC Motorsports.
We've got a lot of guys filtering back into the pit lane that have done that one flying lap.
Yeah, we've got a car spinning. I think that's Corey Preston at the chicane. The last chicane spinning. Cracknell, oh no, there's more.
Jake Maloney reversing down pit lane.
Oh,
he can't turn it around yet.
Quite a few serious incidents happening in the last part of the lap. Oh, careful, Michael. Coming out of that last corner, had a bit of contact with another car. And now he'll have no choice but to go back into the pit lane.
They've made it back into the pit lane. Jake Maloney's did massive damage on that car of his. Got Hampstead, the current pole sitter, heading back out onto the track for his second go.
We got Simon Black also competing in this event. Simon Black of Oceanic Sim Racing. Of course, Oceanic Sim Racing are the guys that help make V8SCOPS possible. They provide the servers and organisation for the series. Simon Black down in 20th at the moment, coming through the final chicane. It's good to see admins going out there and having a go.
Yeah, most definitely. Simon doesn't get a lot of time to actually race because he's always doing admin duties, but he's decided to jump in and have a go, and he won't disappoint. He's a good racer, Simon.
Yeah, definitely. He sets a 2:05.662 and is in 21st position at the moment.
I've actually got the privilege of jumping in the steward's box for the race, so it'll be good to see how those guys operate.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've got Madison down on a hot lap at the moment, I believe. Or an out lap, sorry, I apologise, coming through the Degners. Madison currently 2/10 behind Hampstead, but as he's shown in the practice session, he has the potential to go 3/10 faster than he already has in this session.
Yeah, there's a bit of a TTR train there with Tony Aldridge in front of Down, followed closely by Michael Healy, so Healy will be getting a good pull around for this next lap they're about to do. Got Mitch McLeod there running a tribute liveries this round, the 25 years HRT Holden Racing Team tribute liveries on the cars.
Yeah, definitely. Very good to see that sort of stuff in our league. Mitch McLeod, of course, is the guy responsible for the V8SCOPS website and the leader of Talk Inc. And of course, he's a killer car skinner as well. So. We do thank Mitch for his work, and of course, it's very good to see liveries like that out on track.
I think Mitch, I'm not sure if he's on an in-lap or an out-lap, but he's definitely going a little slow at the moment, letting a heap of cars past.
Yeah, certainly, as Madison down and the rest of the TTR train have started their hot laps, coming into turn 2, exiting out of turn 2 and plunging into the S's, using... Oof, there's some different lines we're seeing there. Some guys using the curbs, some not.
I've got Jason Dickinson has been disqualified from the session. Not sure what that's for there, Reese, but maybe our director might be able to get us some info on that.
He was disqualified from the session, I believe. It's likely that he may have violated the no escape rule. I think it was Jason Dixon that that hit Michael Cracknell at the hairpin, and he might have sustained too much damage or accidentally pressed escape.
Oh, Hammer! Sorry to break in there.
Oh.
Hammer had a massive incident coming out of Spoon.
Oh,
he's whacked the wall hard with the back end of the car there, and he's going to limp that back to the pits.
Oh, bit of a wonky rear wing on that. It turns out Jason Dixon fell afoul of the no escape rule, so unfortunate for him, but of course those are the rules and they have to be enforced. Madison down, coming now down the back straight, past the pits for the West Loud of the circuit, coming into 130R, getting a bit of a slipstream from his teammate Tony Autridge. Nice and smooth exit out of 130R. Coming into the Casio triangle, closing up just
he's
a
got
bit.
it all.
I don't know if that was the optimal line.
Oh, he's done well to hold on to that.
Oh, and he goes into the pits. He's abandoned that lap, but Tony Autridge goes across the start-finish line and improves. Moves up a position, 2:03.043 for him. But he gets pushed back by Michael Healy.
Yeah, Healy's done well. He's got a 2:02.5 there.
Yeah, not bad at all.
I think what we're seeing here, Reese, is the tyres are only good for that one lap. No one's seems to be pushing on to doing 2 flying laps.
Yeah, definitely. The track is at a temperature of 36 degrees Celsius at the moment, so that is going to be very hard on the tyres. And Suzuka is known as a track that eats tyres for breakfast, lunch and tea, with its rough surface and many, many long corners.
Got Jason Dixon showing in 14th at the moment, but that could change with his disqualification. Another guy I'd like to touch on, Ian Ford. He still hasn't put down a lap time for qualifying. Now, currently sitting second in the championship. Still yet to put down a lap.
Yeah, Ian Ford in the Demidov Innovations Holden Commodore. Currently behind one of the Dayco Motorsport guys. He brakes a little bit on the straight. I think he might be trying to get a bit of a gap so that he can attempt a proper lap.
Yeah, that's Jake Maloney just up in front. He's got the car prepared from his unorthodox pit entry.
Another guy who has not put down a time yet is Matthew Hill. Driving for TTL in that Tyrola Holden Commodore, car number 101. He's not made that many appearances in this season of V8SCOPS yet, but he's been doing fairly well for himself in the rounds that he has participated in.
You can never take anything away from Hill. He's a good steerer. He looks like he's been suffering a few off tracks on some of his laps so far, but he just drifts it out of the hairpin there.
I love seeing them do that. You can put down the power fairly early in the hairpin, but of course can bite you. Looks like Lee Ellis is on an outlap and coming to the line at the moment to start a hot lap. Lee Ellis for TTR. Madison Downs' teammate, as it were, in the orange Ultimate Karting Sydney cars. He's just slowing down to let other guys by as they go down the very treacherous part of the racetrack coming up to the final chicane. Lee Ellis negotiates the Casio triangle. Put the power down. And let's start a hot lap. Let's see if Lee Ellis can improve on his 10th place.
Yeah, he's just paused on the track there. He's got his teammate Madison Down in the Ultimate Karting Commodore right behind him. Down starts starting his fast lap as well.
Yeah, they're running line astern, those TTR cars. We'll have to see what they can do. Richard Hampstead is still your provisional pole sitter. Madison Down is in third. Sean Kelly lines up in second place. throttle work very well as he goes through those S's. Magnificent throttle control there from Madison down the S's. Is one of those places where you've got to be completely in sync with your car, and only the best can get the maximum out of it.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of throttle control on this track, isn't there? As it can be quite slippery out there. Ellis is dealing with some traffic. That's I'm not sure who that was.
That's a Synergy Sim Racing car, I believe.
Yeah, Reese Goldfinch just doing well to get out of the guy's way. Looks like a good lap from down end Ellis so far.
Yeah, definitely. They've managed to keep it nice and clean through this lap so far, hitting all their marks very nicely. They're coming through Sector 3.
You can tell Dale's using a lot more road than Ellis.
I got the feeling that the TTR cars might be working together here. Ellis providing a slipstream to Down, and when Down improves on his time, I don't know, he might give Ellis a chance to improve on his time by providing him with a slipstream. But Madison Down goes into the pits once again.
Yeah, he may have got an off track there. He was pushing the limits of the track quite a bit, but in saying that, Ellis has gone up to 8, so he's improved his time. Now done a 202.99.
Very nice stuff there from Lee Ellis. Sean Kelly, we believe, is also on the hot lap going through the S's at the moment. Nice wide entry into the Dunlop corner. Oh, he's sliding a little bit, getting very twitchy there coming into the deepness. Wow. Oh, and that's an off track, unfortunately. That's lap done there for Sean Kelly.
He was definitely on it. He was pushing it on the ragged edge. Chasing that. It's not even 1/10 Kelly needs to put himself into pole position. Qualifying's nearly half over, the 40-minute session. It's 10 minutes longer, as we mentioned it. Nearly half over, Reese, and there's still a couple of guys yet to put lap times down. Matthew Hill being one, Rod Denyer, Martin Carroll, Sean Nolan, Darryl Gale and Dale Niche. Still yet to put a lap time in.
All of those guys looking to actually set a time, I would hope, in this session. But John Latham for TTL, who is currently sitting fourth, has started his next hot lap, coming through the S's once again. An awesome opening section of a racetrack. Got to keep it nice and smooth through here, not scrub your front tyres too much.
It's very easy to get a bit of understeer through those S's.
Was John Latham slides. Very difficult corner in a V8 Supercar, that.
He did very well to miss Wayne Burke in the Osram car.
Comes out and approaches the hairpin, more traffic, but they let him by just fine, which is good to see. Nice early apex for the hairpin, staying tight the whole way around. Nailed the throttle out on the exit. Got to lift ever so slightly through here, because the track just falls away, and that can make the rear end go light a bit.
He's coming up on some traffic. Got Liam Wild in front, who's missing the rear boot and spoiler off his car, so he's limping that back to pits.
Like Liam has pulled over and let John Latham by. But John Latham's sector times are looking pretty decent at the moment.
I've got Mitchell Abrahall stuck out on track. He's ran out of fuel. And he's just received word he's allowed to escape, but he's not allowed to take any further part in the session.
It's a shame for Mitch Abrahall. Oh, and John Latham just sliding into the Casio triangle. My goodness. That's sliding again. Yeah, and that lap was ruined right at the end, unfortunately. John Latham goes straight into the pits after that. No use trying to complete the lap after that little incident. Oof. And Tony Ortridge pushing the limits there as he starts his next hot lap. Almost getting an off track between turns 1 and 2. Ian Ford in 10th. Brooksy.
Yeah, mate, he's done well. He's got a lap time of 2:03 flat down, so we're looking to improve. He went a little bit quicker than that in practice earlier tonight. Might just go through so we're at the halfway point, might go through the top 10 race. We've got Hampstead in position 1 at the moment, followed by Sean Kelly. Madison Downs still in 3rd, Latham in 4th, Healy still sitting in 5th, Delman in 6th, McLeod in 7th, Ellis 8th, Ortridge in 9th, and Ford is your top 10 at the moment.
Yeah, there's only 8 tenths separating the top 10 at the moment. It's particularly close there at the back end of the top 10, isn't it? In 11th, we got Michael Cracknell, 12th, Kane Kugamia, Corey Preston lining up 13th, Michael Schreier 14th. Oh, as Ian Ford comes up to a few parked cars in the gravel trap. That's a bit worrying.
Yeah, some damaged cars out there just trying to get back to pit lane, and they're struggling at the moment. Darryl Gale's got a lot of damage on his car, and he's still got half a lap to go to get back to pit lane.
It looks like Madison Down has snatched pole away from Richard Hampstead. He's done a 2:01.906.
Yeah, nice. First guy into the 2:01s.
Very nice
good
job
lap
there from Madison Down. Ian Ford is going to be coming up to the last section of his hot lap. He's got a couple of cars gearing up for laps in front of him and letting people by. Going to have to nail these last few corners. Running a bit wide over the curb, the car squirms just a little bit. Coming into the chicane, just touching the curbs. Getting onto the throttle nice and smoothly. What's this lap time going to be? Will Ian Ford improve? He will. He goes up to 5th on a 2:02.517.
Yeah, very good time there from Ian Ford. He's improved on his practice times, so that's always handy. Another guy that's been a bit under the radar, Kurt Stenberg, sitting in 11th. He's just jumped up there from he was in 17th position. Done a 2:03 flat, so not a bad time there from Stenny.
Yeah, nice job there from Stenny. Of course, he's been battling a bit of illness the last couple of weeks, so he hasn't been completely on point like he normally is. But it's good to see him back there and doing some good times there in the upper midfield.
Some of you guys might be wondering why we've got such a large grid tonight. It's we're not going to have a split 2 race. We just got the one main race, so I think there's a 10-minute break after this qualifying session before the race will start. But we're going to have a full grid of 52 cars. It's going to be something special to watch race down into turns 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, massive amount of cars. I think this is one of the biggest fields that we've had at V8s Online so far.
Yeah, unfortunately Sammy can't be with us tonight. He's got a bit of an illness himself. We've lost his voice. He probably would have lost his voice after trying to call that through turns 1 and 2 anyway, I think.
Yeah, certainly. So to replace Sandman tonight, we've got Jay Kennedy and JD Smith for your lead race commentators tonight, and that's going to be just as good as well, isn't it?
Got Hampstead about to start another flying lap, trying to get that pole position back. He's got to find 3/10 of a second. Going to be a big ask, but we might stay on board with him and see what he can do here.
Yeah, Richard Hampstead coming by. I think that might be Down or Ellis coming out of the pits there. And of course, Jake Maloney for Dayco Motorsport as Hampstead goes through turn 1.
Well, with 52 cars on track, you're always going to encounter traffic problems. Probably the guys that manage those problems the best are the guys that are going to qualify the best.
Yeah, definitely. Hampstead exits the S's, runs slightly wide, come back to the left-hand side of the track. Those little micro slides are what get me, Brooksy.
Yeah, they're the ones that usually put me in the fence race, but out of all the cars, Hampstead looks the best up through those S's. It even looks better than Downs.
Yeah, definitely. I remember hearing when this new V8 Supercar first came out for iRacing, it introduced damping in the suspension, like altering how the car responds over slow compressions and fast compressions as they drive over the road. And the old car didn't have that, and TTL, from their vast experience in racing sports cars, which do have those kinds of dampers, managed to get onto the problem a little bit quicker than the other teams did, and it was noted by a couple of guys at other teams that, especially across the top at Mount Panorama, where there's a lot of undulations in the road, the TTL cars looked super flat.
Yeah, no, they've always been on top of it ever since this new car came out. Well, we pretty much saw Hampstead dominate V8SCOPS last year with it, so they were on top of it straight away, and they were pretty much a dominant force in the beginning, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely. As Richard Hampstead comes around the final corner, his lap time is going to be a 2:02.316. That's not an improvement on his current time, so he remains second for now.
Yeah, he's 1/10 off his previous best. Got 13 minutes left in the session.
Looks like the amount of guys that have not set lap times has gone down a bit, as Michael Healy, we can see, is coming up to the end of a lap. Seems that it's an out lap, judging by the fact that he is braking in the middle of the straights, just slowing down, trying to get a nice gap.
And Matthew, sorry, I was going to say Matthew Hill has finally posted a lap time on his 10th attempt. He's gone 2:03.293.
Nice job there from Hilly.
Put him up into 13th position.
Very nice job.
14th now, someone's just pipped him.
That leaves only 3 racers who have not set lap times at the moment. That's Rod Denyer, Sean Nolan, and Daryl Gale.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Sean Nolan's going to be able to set a lap time. He hasn't set a practice lap time, and he's not on track at the moment.
Like Michael Schreier down in 15th, just finished a lap. Not improve on his 15th place. Michael Healy still soldering on his lap. He came up to a couple of incidents on track in front of him, but it seems that he's cleared them nicely as he's coming through Spoon Curve now. Oh no, he's overshot and he's gone wide. That's lap over for Michael Healy.
So we've got about 11 minutes left in this session. Healy stays in 6th with that off track. Not going to improve his time there.
Richard Hampstead, he's not out on track at the moment. Still has yet to improve on his lap time of 2 minutes 2.222 as he exits the pits once again. Just behind, I believe that's Corey Preston in front of him.
Yeah, I've been keeping a little eye on Corey Preston throughout this session. He's currently sitting in the 16th. He first lap out he did a 2:03.5 and he's been unable to put a lap down since then.
Yeah, Corey Preston was 7th in pre-qualifying on a 2:03.192. So that seems a little bit better than what he's done in this session. So he'll be looking to improve.
Yeah, well, it's nearly half a second, isn't it, Reece? So if he can redo that time, it will shoot him up into around the top 10 area.
Yeah, definitely. I say a little bit, but 5/10 is definitely a country mile in racing terms. Oh, Lee Ellis, quite a big slide there into the chicane. Lee Ellis currently in 9th on a 202.858. He goes back into the pits once again.
Got Wayne Burke. He's jumped up into 11th. We've just done his fastest lap time with a 203.088. It's a big improvement actually. It's 8 tenths better than his previous best, so it's a good improvement from Wayne Burke.
Yeah, very good job there from Wayne Burke in that Osram Synergy Sim Racing car.
There's also actually 9 tenths quicker than what he went in practice, so he's finding speed out there the more laps he does.
Good stuff from Wayne Burke right there. Going through 130R now. Coming up to a bit of traffic at the very end of the lap. Yeah, I believe that's a cool-down lap, unfortunately, as he goes into the pits. He will not set another time on that run. But we've gone under 10 minutes to go in this session, and things are really starting to heat up a little bit. Mitch McLeod we're looking at on your screen at the moment, going through Spoon Curve.
Yeah, Mitch still sitting in 7th position there with a 202.6.
Definitely, it's an improvement on his pre-qualifying time, which was a 202.984, and on his practice time as well, which was a 202.819. So big improvements all round from Mitch McLeod. Goes a little bit quickly through the chicane.
Yeah, he only just pulled it up there for the second part of the chicane.
As he pulls into the pits, that's another run aborted.
Must be very frustrating for some of these drivers.
Oh, Madison down. Oh, wow. It's always in the Degner complex that it's always that point on the circuit where it's all like, oh no. As Madison down goes through the hairpin, slams down on the throttle, out of it.
Yeah, he's kept the boot into it, so he mustn't have got an off track. He runs it right out of the white line there.
Madison down using absolutely every bit of the road and then some that he can. Oh, always really pushing the limit on the curbs in the Spoon Curve. Oh dear. That's yet another micro slide there from Madison down. I love watching these guys do what they do, Brooksy. It's so exciting.
Oh, it certainly is. He's just made his way past Sanjin Delalic. He's on his outlap, his first outlap. He's only just been able to join the session.
Hopefully Sanjin Delalic can set a good lap time before the end of the session as Madison down slides out of the chicane and immediately goes into the pits. That's unfortunate. So Sanjin has started his first hot lap. Car number 178. Going through turn 1 for the first time.
May have enough time to get a fresh set of tyres, I think, Reese, to get another flyer in. That clock is quickly counting down.
Yeah, definitely only 6 minutes left in this session. That is roughly that's roughly, oh, how much is that? I think about 3 laps, something like that.
Yeah, if you're going flat out.
Oh, a little bit of a slide there from Sanjin Delalic. The pressure's on. Throwing that car around, desperately trying to set a time. All runs onto the grass a little bit. Sanjin still, his car's moving around so much.
Yeah, it seems like he's just overdriving it a little bit, trying to get his best lap time out of it as he can, 'cause he's running out of time with only 4.5 minutes left. Certainly pushing it.
Oh, he went on the brakes a little bit out of 130R. That would have killed his run out of there if he was on a hot lap. Oh, just managing to pull it up in time for the chicane. Really pushing at his tangent. But he exits the final corner. And does a 2:05.386. That puts him in 37th position. He'll definitely be looking to improve on that.
Yeah, but it's still a banker time, so at least he's made the grid.
Yep, definitely. That's never a bad thing. Richard Hampstead coming round has started his, what will be his final lap of the session, most likely. With only 4 minutes to go. Coming into turn 1 through turn 2. Hook the car up nicely at the apex. Looking serene and controlled through those S's. He'll be desperately wanting to gain those final 3/10 so he can pit Madison down to pole.
Yeah, it's going to be a big ask. He gets the power down nicely coming up out of the S's.
Yeah,
we
very
mentioned
nice
it before. He does look good through there.
Yep. Oh no, that's... Oh, I think he might have run a bit too far off track for that. Oh, well, he's definitely cooked that now.
Yeah, I think he may have pushed that one a little bit too hard.
Going very slow. Looks like he's done. But I don't know, unless he decides to stay out and try and squeeze out another lap out of this. Other than that, Richard Hampstead's session may be done.
I think he would have to, wouldn't he? Just back it off, cool those tyre downs, and just go for another one.
Yeah, definitely. As we come to Sean Kelly now, I think on his final hot lap of the session. Just come out of the hairpin and is coming up to Spoon Curve now.
Just goes to show how much these guys are pushing. Sean Kelly come out and did a 2:02.91, and he hasn't been able to put a lap time down since, so that's how much he's pushing to improve that time.
Yeah, definitely. He'll be looking to hook it up here in the final sector. You can see his TTR teammate Tony Aldridge in the distance ahead of him. Looks like some pretty good sectors there from Sean Kelly for an improvement. Coming through 130R. Into the braking zone for the chicane. All sliding just a little bit under brakes. And this here is the moment.
He hit those apexes at the chicane nicely. Car looks very stable. Nice 2:02.1, which puts him up in the second position.
Nice stuff. And now Richard Hampstead, that means that he's been knocked down to third, and it looks like he has stayed out.
Yeah, he's pushed on with it like we thought he might. But how worn are those tyres going to be? Are they going to be any good for this lap or not? That's the question.
We'll have to see. Richard Hampstead looking a little bit nervous there through the S's. He's starting to do those micro slides, and he's done. He's done. Oh, what a shame. Richard Hampstead cannot stop the TTR train.
Yeah, and they'll be hugely disappointing for him. He's been, at the very final minute, he's been knocked off the front row, so he'll be starting from third position at this stage.
Commiserations to Richard Hampstead. He did a fine job all throughout that session, but his TTL teammate Matthew Hill, currently down in 17th, has slid in the S's, and that's his lap over now. So we got.
Just having a look.
Lots of people.
Ian Ford has just made it through because the clock's ticked down to 0 right now. So Ian Ford is just heading into the S's for his last flying lap.
We'll have to keep an eye on him, but also keep an eye on Michael Healy as well. He's on a hot lap. He's coming through the hairpin. He's come up to some traffic. I think that's Hampstead in front of him. Yeah, just sliding that Falcon around.
All these guys have got one throw of the dice. Mitchell McLeod, I think, is on a hot lap. He's just come out of the hairpin himself.
Well, we've got quite a few guys to watch here, Brooksy.
There's Healy. He's dealing with I think that's Hampstead at Spoon. Hampstead gets well out of the way,
Looks
and
like
he's
got a...
down in front. Down's going to give him a little tow. TTR teammate.
I'll have to keep a close eye on this. Mitchell McLeod just behind Ely and Down.
Oh, looked like Healy didn't take as much as 130R as what he could have. He might have lost a bit of time there.
And he goes into the pits. That's Healy's session over. He will start 6th, and Mitch is done as well.
Big damage to McLeod.
Wow, I wonder what happened there. That must have been a fair smash.
Looks like Matthew Hill, he's improved his lap time, but he still looks like he's into it, so I'm not sure if he's going quicker again this lap.
And Ian Ford's session is over now as well, because he's gone straight on at the chicane, unfortunately, and it looks like some engine smoke there. We've got Aaron Hamilton coming through the final chicane. We'll have to see what he does. Wayne Burke in tow. Aaron Hamilton pits. What will Wayne Burke do? Pits as well.
It looks like everyone's done to me there, Reese. Can't see anyone else on flying laps that's going to upset the top guys anyway at the moment.
Well, definitely, Brooksy, it looks like that session is done. So, starting in pole position, as we predicted, Madison Down.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I've ever predicted something with iRacing, so congratulations to us, Reese. But yeah, Madison Down, fantastic lap. The only driver to get into the 201s.
Yeah, not bad job from Madison Down at all. Fantastic stuff. Sean Kelly, also of TTR, will start 2nd on a 202.172. Richard Hampstead, after trying to improve on that lap time all session, will start 3rd. John Latham from TTL will start 4th. Ian Ford will start 5th. Michael Healy will start 6th. Mitch McLeod will start 7th. Brock Salmon 8th. Lee Ellis 9th. Tony Autridge rounds out your top 10.
Over in 11th, you got Schreier and then Burke, both from Synergy Sim Racing, then Stenberg in 13th. Cracknell went to 14th, 15th for Corey Preston, Kane 16th, 17th to Hilly. Jake Maloney got 18th, 19th to Aaron Hamilton, and David Moore in 20th.
Starting 21st is Dale Niche. Jason Dixon shows up as 22nd, but I believe his time will be deleted. Am I correct in assuming that, Brooksy?
It depends if he'd set a lap time before it. I think the lap time before may count, but if he hadn't set a lap time, that time will be deleted and he'll be from rear of grid, I think.
Well, no matter what happens, though, the rest of the grid will be Martin Carroll, Sean Evans, Mitch Abrahall, Jake Blackhall, Tyson Williams, Todd Parks, Heath Brennan, Paul Gorrell, and then Jeff Gauchi, Will Dodd, Matt Stratford, Craig Jones, Matt Jones, Graham Filand, Sanjan Delalic, Simon Black, David Baxter, Reese Goldfinch, and Liam Wild are going to round out the top 40.
Yeah, and then you'll have Brenton O'Brien, Scott Party, Shane Steedoff, Mark Fee, and Jamie Kingston will be coming out of 45th position, most likely with Jason Dixon in 46.
Yeah, of course, Darryl Gale, Rod Denyer, and Sean Nolan did not set lap times in that session. So, Brooksy, qualifying is over, and we're going to be on course for one of the biggest races, in field size at least, that we've ever seen.
Yeah, sit back and enjoy this. What's that, 46 cars are going to be taking the grid. It's going to be on for young and old, and a long race too, Reese, so there's going to be there's pit stops, a lot of strategy, and the leader's going to have to deal with a lot of traffic and back markers throughout the race as well.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back very soon with Jay Kennedy and JD Smith. We'll take you through to the race.
I can't sleep. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment. Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
the outside contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Good morning / afternoon / evening, everybody. My name is Reese Gardiner, and this is my V8 Supercars online Premiere Series fact file for Suzuka. Lying in the Mie prefecture of Japan, and considered by a legion of drivers and fans to be one of the greatest racetracks in the world, Suzuka International Racing Course is an icon of Grand Prix racing on both 2 and 4 wheels, and regularly makes appearances in both real and virtual championships of the highest level. Another rare figure-of-8 layout and a fast-flowing route where almost every corner flows directly into the next means that Suzuka presents a unique challenge that favours a car with neutral handling and which treats its tyres well. Suzuka gained popularity worldwide from the mid-1980s onwards, but it actually started life in the early 1960s. Soichiro Honda, the founder of the automotive giant of the same name, poured untold amounts of money into his company's international racing efforts in the 50s, and after seeing the advanced racing facilities in Europe, wanted to build a test track of the same standard for his company. The story goes that Mr. Honda flew his helicopter around the city of Suzuka, and upon seeing the elevations of the rice fields in one particular area, immediately decided to buy the land and build his track there. Honda and his team initially penned this design, located on land close to the current circuit, but understandably they were unsatisfied with the plans. To assist in the design, Honda soon hired a helping hand in the form of famed Dutch track designer John Hugenholtz. Legend has it that Hugenholtz received a telegram that simply read, "I'm building a racetrack. Come to Japan. S. Honda." Hugenholtz and the Honda design team penned this original design for Suzuka, which would have featured 3 crossovers. But through the next few months, they progressively evolved the plans into the first form of the circuit that we know today. Suzuka started out as a test track, but its potential for racing was soon realised. Its first race was in November 1962, with 6 bikes making up the grid, and it snowballed from there. After many years hosting lower-level international events, Suzuka rocketed to stardom in 1983 when it held the Japanese Motorcycle Grand Prix, and 5 years later, Formula One followed suit. The track became the scene of many memorable moments, such as Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost's infamous on-track clashes in 1989 and 1990. The track itself has been modified very little in the intervening years, and though it briefly lost Formula One to Fuji for 2 brief years, Suzuka is still going strong as one of the most iconic racetracks in the world. Suzuka is polarizing among the drivers here at V8s Online. Its long corners, long lap time, and twisty layout make it very difficult to drive in a V8 supercar, and many profess to either love it or hate it. If this is so, we're sure to see some awesome action tonight as drivers battle it out for 35 laps at Japan's best racetrack. So sit back and enjoy the show as we present round 8 of the V8 Supercars Online Premiere Series from Suzuka. Welcome back, guys. We're back from our short break, and I'm here with the guys that will take you through commentary in the main race tonight, Jay Kennedy and JD Smith. Welcome, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Reese. Hello, everyone. Very, very excited to be here for round 8 at Suzuka. Jay Kennedy, JD Smith, as Reese has just said, alongside. Reese, that was an exciting qualifying session that you just brought us before. Really, really loved that. Awesome with those extra cars out there.
Yeah, definitely. It added an extra dimension to the session as guys were trying to search for space and try and set good lap times. And as I said to Brooksy at the start of the session, it means roughly double the action for us in the race, hopefully.
Yeah, just having a few technical issues getting pictures through, but we'll do our best to bring you as much action as we can. JD, alongside me for this race. JD, I know you are very, very excited to be awake at this early hour for yourself.
That's right, buddy. I am happy to be here, man. Nothing else would make me happier than waking up for some V8SCOPS action, man. You know that. Happy to be here and really excited about what we have coming up ahead, man. 35 extremely intense laps around Suzuka, a track that I think is going to deliver some great racing, man. I really do.
Yeah, just hearing some rumours and rumblings that the 35 laps is going to be a very, very short pit stop, some splash and dash style stops. Guys will even consider not taking tyres. So very, very exciting action. We don't know what will happen, as always, in Premier Series races. But this, of course, round 8 of the Premier Series, the first full season of the Premier Series. Round after this, round 9, next round is in 2 weeks' time from my favourite track, which is Sonoma. So I know, JD, you'll look forward to watching that one as well.
Oh, man, I love Sonoma. You know that. Everybody knows that. Such an amazing track, and I just think it is the perfect track for these cars. I'm sending a letter now. I need to send one so our real-life counterparts can get over to America and just try Sonoma out. I know they do the Circuit of the Americas, but how great would it be, Jay, if they could get set up out there at Sonoma?
Yeah, Sonoma, fantastic track for the V8 Supercar. I know that any race I've ever done at Sonoma is fantastic, but Suzuka tonight is going to be a big challenge indeed. Guys complaining that the track's got low grip, guys complaining that the car doesn't turn in enough and then doesn't get off the corner. Just set up issues everywhere for all the guys. So tonight is going to be an action-packed, massive event. Cannot wait. We are not far from getting the green flag to drop. So just be aware if you are watching the broadcast, we're just going to have a little bit of a technical glitch, but we will be with you as soon as we can with some pictures. But we'll keep talking you through what's going on track. It's a little bit old school, a bit of radio commentary, JD.